So at this point in the series, we know that there is a third Dragneel that has been revealed. His name is Larcade, and we don't know his relationship right now. He could be their brother, or he could be a distant relative. Me personally, I would like it if he's a distant relative because I think it'll add more insight to the Dragneel family, and it'll also branch out from the originals, like the original family of Zareth. Because if everybody's just coming from Zareth's part of the family, it's gonna be like, okay, like I want to know more about them. So there, if he is the distant relative, then that's going to add more, and we're going to be able to see more from his flashback. Because if he's a distant relative, like I said, he's going to be able to give us flashback about more Dragneel history and all that. And I think that'll be better. It'll be cool. And also, I am a believer if he is a distant well, if I'm a believer, period, that Zareth brought this person back from life. I think that he did resurrect him from the dead. Or another thing that I do like is that he created him. And the reason why I say he created him is because Zareth, he said that this is my secret weapon. This guy can go toe to toe with the Agnologia. So just from the way that he's talking about him, you can tell that there's some type of, like, Zareth, he had some type of hand in either resurrecting him or creating him. I think if he created him, that would be dope. Maybe he was the original END. That would be crazy. I will fuck with that a lot. But I know why you guys are here. We're here for Natsu versus Larcade. Now, I do think that Natsu is going to have an encounter with him because they're Dragneel. Simple as that. Like, it's simple as that. He already had one with Zareth, and I think that once Natsu find out that there's another Dragneel, he's going to be like, okay, well, first off, where did this guy come from? Second of all, why is this guy evil? Like, why is he working with Zareth? And I do think that when those two do fight, that will lead into a backstory of the Dragneel family, possibly even the Dragneel clan. And another thing that I want to say is that since Larcade is on par with Agnologia from what Zareth says, I doubt that Natsu is going to win this fight because listen, Natsu in his Natsu how he is right now, I don't think that he could beat well, it's obvious he can't beat Agnologia. It's not even I don't think, but he cannot beat Agnologia. But if Natsu was to go END mode, that would be crazy. Because think about it like this. If this guy's the original END, or the original person, not the original END, he's not obviously an END, but what if Zareth originally created him as a demon that was able to defeat him, but something went wrong in that, and therefore he wasn't able to beat him? It's kind of like having the new model versus the old model. That shit would be dope to me. I think that would be amazing if we got to see something like that. We got old versus new, we got correct versus incorrect. It's kind of like on some Android stuff, like in Dragon Ball Z, like how the androids, there are newer models than there are older models. END obviously being the complete perfect model because he has the power to defeat Zareth. While Larcade, I'm not going to say that he was a failure, because if you're on par with Agnologia, you're not a failure by any means, but I do think it'll be cool. But overall, what do you guys think about the fight between Natsu and Larcade? I do think it's going to go down, and I do think that Natsu is going to lose. I'm not saying he's going to get like battered up, he's going to get like beaten down to a pulp. All I'm saying is that he won't be able to beat him. I think that's more correct to say, because if Natsu gets beat up in this fight, like battered, then Fairy Tail's screwed because they don't have too many people on their side. Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.